I know this may sound corny or unbelievable, but what I'm about to tell you truly happened. Just to give some context, I live on a 35-acre plot of land that was located on the Chisholm Trail. It's speculated that the site our house is on was a resting place for Indians, and that there was a small massacre here. We find plenty of arrowheads, and there's even a pet cemetery. Yes, a pet cemetery that we have no clue how long it's been there. Anyways, last night at around 2 a.m, I'm laying in my bed with my feet poking out. I usually do this because my dog typically sleeps at the foot of my bed, so I feel protected. Well, last night, it was just me and my feet. As I'm laying there, I hear loud footsteps and stomping that start from my kitchen towards my room. It stops just outside of my door. All of a sudden, I feel an object which felt like a finger scrape against the bottom of my foot. I freak out, thinking it's someone in my house, so I reach for my gun that's located under my bed. As I look for a good 10 minutes for this intruder, I find nothing. Then, out of the blue, I hear a loud thud in the woods right outside my house. I put some clothes on and go to investigate. I heard crying, but not like innocent baby crying, like a mother lost a kid crying. I have a gun in my hand, so I go down towards the crying, and all I see is a black figure. I saw no eyes, but it felt like it was staring at me. At this point, I'm totally freaked out, so much so that I start to haul ass back towards my house. As I'm running, I look back to see if this figure is chasing me. When I look back, a tree meets me and I see a bright light. After I laid there for what seemed like an eternity, I regain consciousness and meet a face that I've never seen before in my life. It yelled at me in another language, but I somehow understood what it was saying. It told me stop watching, and left it at that. It disappeared, leaving me there. So I ran back to my house and went to sleep, with my feet under my sheets. Moral of the story: don't sleep with your feet poking out. Hey guys, I got a nice story that might perk your interest. When I was in grade 9, I went to school in Hong Kong. For our annual trip, we went over to Thailand, to some rural little campground with dorms. Every year my school went to this particular camp, because it was conveniently located for the activities that the school annually planned. However, those students in higher grades always said that the dorm 4D was haunted. As luck would have it, I was assigned to dorm 4D with 7 other classmates. When we arrived on the first day, shit was pretty fine. We did some hiking, rock climbing, your standard outdoor camp bullshit. During our free time period, I was pretty worn out. I'm not much of a physically active person, so I decided to head back to my dorm and finish off my Harry Potter books. When suddenly, in the corner of my eye, I could swear that I saw someone peering through the window of the dorm. As soon as I glanced up, however, the figure vanished. However, the shrubs just outside the window were still slightly rustling, almost like who, or what, had just taken off. I disregarded it as someone who was just being overly curious, so I continued reading. After us kids had dinner, we all headed back to our dorms and started fooling around. We were sitting in the common area, playing cards and shit. It was rather late, I'd say around 11 p.m. by now, so it was past curfew time. Teachers were going around to check that people were in their dorms, and it was lights out at 12. As we were playing cards, all of us thought we could hear someone faintly humming, a high-pitched voice, like a kid's voice, coming from the bathroom. If you'd ever tried talking aloud in the bathroom, you will know that your voice sort of echoes. Well, the humming voice had that kind of effect, so we thought it was coming from the bathroom. I went to check the bathroom, but there was nothing there. As soon as I came within, say, 15 feet of the door, the voice would stop. Freaky, I thought, but as we were all in a big group of 8, we weren't that worried. So after lights out, we were all pretty much burnt out, and we decided to turn in. This is when the shit really started to go down. It was going on to about 12:45 when I heard a startled yell come from the other bedroom. I rushed out my door with Andrew, my bunkmate, We bumped into all the other guys from the dorm. They were all peeping out from their rooms at the same time. The guys in room 2 were looking really panicked. We asked them what was wrong, and Steve, one of the dudes, said that he saw a figure in a long red gown walk briskly past the open doorway as he was lying there in the dark trying to get some sleep. Obviously, we found no such figure in the room. Now, Steve was a big, athletic guy, around 6'2" at the time of the incident. He's always the hard ass when it comes to sports and really outgoing. It was pretty freaky for him to be the one getting scared like that, so we were all quite unsettled. Coming around 2, we were all suddenly startled again, so we ran out and met in the common area. It seems like there was some maniacal laughter coming from the corridor outside, and there was a clanging, like there was someone holding something metallic and banging it against the walls. The noise seemed to come closer to our door, louder and louder, until it suddenly stopped. By this time we were ready to bail, pretty fucking scared. We all decided to pull up our bedsheets, clear the living area, and camp as a whole group in the middle of the dorm. It wasn't until 4 AM that some weird shit went down again. We were all pretty much passed out by this point, but we were all awoken by a strange thumping sound that seemed to come from the roof. It was almost as if someone was walking on the roof, because the thumps went from above my room to above the second room, and down to the third, and then the fourth rooms. We decided to head outside to see if we could see anything on the roof. Grabbing our flashlights and phones, we went out as a group. First, we checked the roof. Nothing. We went around to check if there was anything that could lead up to the roof, that someone could climb. We found a large drain pipe that was running alongside the window where I thought I saw the figure. However, it didn't really have enough foothold for anyone to climb. I did notice something strange though. The window where I thought I saw the figure was really, really dirty. However, there was a strange set of 5 lines, almost as if someone had dragged their hand down the window and displacing some of the dirt. Also, the drain pipe had caused the ground around the window to be fairly damp and muddy. Anyone who had been there would have left prints or marks of some sort. I didn't see any prints other than my own, which struck me as strange. We decided to head back to our room and tell the teachers about it when we next saw them. However, when we got there, we saw the most freaky shit of all. All of our bedsheets that we had removed and gathered in the middle of the room had been pulled towards the bathroom. It seemed as if they'd been pulled halfway through the bathroom door, then the door had been closed on the sheets, leaving them caught in the door. Freaked out beyond belief, we decided to have shifts between the 8 of us, and we had to burn more hours until 8 AM, when we could head out for breakfast. And this we did, and for the rest of the night it seemed fine. The next day, we met the teachers in the cafeteria, and we told them of what happened before. The teachers listened patiently, understanding from the seriousness of our faces that we were not kidding. One of the teachers, Mr. Benton, said that he had heard faint banging and stomping sounds coming from the direction of our dorm. Another, Mrs. Westwood, said that she thought several times in the night that a figure was walking outside her window. It was agreed that we all moved to a different location, and later on that day we boarded a bus to go to a different campsite. Before leaving, Steve and I went to talk to the caretaker of our camp group and asked him about the peculiar events. What he told us freaked us out big time. He said that a little girl had been playing around and she saw the big drain pipe leading up to the roof. She climbed the drain pipe and got up on the roof. The roof, however, was slanted and wet from the rain and humidity. She slipped, fell and broke her neck, landing right outside the window where I thought I saw the figure. Her mother, one of the maintenance staff at the time, was so distressed that she went insane, locking herself in the bathroom and humming incoherently for a whole day. Then, around 3 AM the same night, she ran, laughing hysterically through the corridor, climbed the roof up the same pipe and jumped, killing herself in the process. That's the first, and hopefully the last time, I go to Thailand.